After getting the emergency call, Sherry Midson headed straight for the site where the kangaroo had been seen. According to the caller, the poor animal was in terrible trouble and seemed to be dying. When she got there, however, Midson realized her rescue mission was about to take a surprising turn. Midson was no stranger to animal emergencies, especially those involving kangaroos. In fact, she and her husband specialize in looking after baby kangaroos, known as joeys. Indeed, the couple keep rescued joeys at their site near their property in New South Wales, Australia. The enclosure provides a temporary home for joeys that have been wounded or become separated from their mothers. The Midsons are volunteers, so their efforts are self-funded or paid for with donations. They also help out with a rescue group called Wild Care Queanbeyan, Inc., or WQI. WQI began life as a registered charity back in 1992, and it shares the same goal as the Midsons. Its aim is to rescue, rehabilitate, and release native Australian wildlife that's sick, injured, or orphaned. Recently, its patients have mainly been kangaroos. So when Midson received a call from a concerned member of the public in early 2018, she probably wasn't too surprised to learn that it was about a kangaroo. Some homeowners had found the animal on their property, and it was in serious trouble. So with no time to waste, Midson and her husband sped to the scene to help. Unfortunately, despite their efforts, it was too late for the kangaroo. When the Midsons got there, the animal was already dead, and it seemed like the rescue mission was a failure. There was one thing, however, that Midson knew she needed to check: whether the kangaroo's pouch was moving. Midson's husband, who'd been recording the attempted rescue, captured the moment she investigated the pouch. It turned out that while it was too late to save the kangaroo's life, she was in fact a mother, and her joey was still alive. Heartbreakingly, the baby kangaroo was still trying to suckle from its mother, despite her being dead. This presented its own problems, as Midson explained to the National Geographic. The little boy was still attached, and you can't just pull the baby off, she said. You can damage their mouths, she continued. So we cut the teat off, and a lot of times the baby will let go soon after. After the joey was cut free from his mommy, the Midsons confirmed just how vulnerable the tiny marsupial was. He was tiny. Midson revealed that the joey was roughly a month old and weighed just 9 ounces. Baby kangaroos need to be about 17 ounces before they're strong enough to survive on their own. With this in mind, Midson made the joey an artificial pouch and prepared him for transport. Because he was in such a vulnerable position, the joey needed care that even Midson couldn't provide. As a result, she decided to leave the youngster in the capable hands of an even more experienced carer. He would be raised as strong as possible before being released back into the wild. Meanwhile, Midson will continue her volunteer work with other joeys under both her and the WQI's care. And as a result of bushfires, which blighted parts of Australia in February, that workload has increased considerably. In February, WQI's animal species coordinator Helen Stevens told the Canberra Times about the terrible suffering the wildfires have been causing. All the animals we've found so far have been kangaroos with burns to their feet, hands, and their pouch, she revealed. Some of the kangaroos will be in our care for 3 weeks, others for 2 to 3 months. The burns are long-term injuries. Road accidents are also a common cause of death or injury to kangaroos. Their population numbers are so high in some parts of Australia that collisions are simply inevitable. In fact, some vehicles even sport rhubards in case of just such an occasion. The bars are designed to cushion the impact caused when the vehicle crashes into a kangaroo. Kangaroos' pouches are often additional protection. Yes, pouches are naturally padded to such an extent that they act as an impact buffer for collisions. This might be one possible reason why the joey that Midson found was alive when its mother had died. However, Midson told the National Geographic that the cause of death was most likely a fall. She explained that it was common for kangaroos to die after tripping over fences. But even when rescued joeys are released into the wild again, they face the most common cause of death to their species: culling. The sheer number of kangaroos in Australia, there are tens of millions of them, prompted the government to implement controlled kangaroo harvesting each year. It's a decision that's divided many people. Australian National University's professor David Lindenmayer spoke to ABC News on the subject in February. Animal welfare people care and protect some animals, but there are so many marsupials they inhumanely starve to death, he explained. University of Technology Sydney's Louise Borignac, on the other hand, is a member of Think, a group that opposes the culls. The cull doesn't work, she said. Last year there was a mass die-off of roos, probably due to disease. Some areas are now completely devoid of marsupials. She added that the cull numbers aren't sustainable, and soon there will be a noticeable drop in the kangaroo population. Perhaps only time will tell what really is better for the kangaroos. One thing's for sure though, thanks to Midson and WQI, the kangaroos have some guardian angels looking out for them.